Alright, so this is a different one. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix this or not. But as you can see, this was purchased from Shop Goodwill. I did not purchase it because I think Shop Goodwill prices are crazy. But one of the shop owners bought it. And that doesn't matter. I'll take that off later. Alright, so here's what's going on. First, I'm going to remove this dust cover. It is cracked because anything you buy from Shop Goodwill is going to arrive damaged. So, it was actually intact when it was purchased, but during shipping, and there's only so much you can do. I mean, they packaged it very, very well, but there's only so much you can do at the end of the day with things like this. All right, so turntable is connected to power. Now I'm not getting any sound. So there's some kind of weird issue going on with this, and it's I believe it's something in the muting circuit, because I get like this really weird thumping noise, and it actually causes my amplifier to go into protection. Now, other turntables piping my phone through phono with the volume down doesn't cause that. So there's something with this turntable that's happening. But it powers on, and if I hit start and stop, it actually works, which is, for a Pioneer PL-1000, that's kind of that's not typical. I think it's moving too quickly into position. It's not really dropping where it's supposed to, but it does drop the tone arm. And if I lift, and if I move the arm over, I mean, these functions are working just fine. And then if I drop it, and I go to the end of the record, see if it makes a liar out of me, it goes to the end, it picks up, and then it stops. So, I don't know what's causing it to stop. When I lift, right, so this whole block here, if I lift this, and this is how you adjust, right, that's how you adjust the height. When I lift that up a little bit, it'll move beyond it, and then it'll return. This was floating around on the inside. I don't know what this is to, but it's obviously a part that is snapped. Now, it could be a part of this. It might be from something else. I don't really know. So, two things we have to sort out. We have to sort out, number one, the mechanical issue, and number two, the sound issue. So I'm going to put this with the dust cover across the garage. I'm going to remove the head shell. And I've worked on one of these before, and they're kind of a pain in the butt to disassemble. So I'm going to pull the platter. And I think what I want to do is get some blue tape, and I want to secure that tone arm. I don't want it flopping around too much. Oh, I guess I can just lock it, but I don't want it sliding back and forth. If memory serves me, I need to remove this plate. Actually, I need to remove this plate, move the tone arm into position. That's how it goes on these. Right, so remove this plate here, a couple of screws. Whoa, almost lost it. Oh, I missed one. Yeah, I really don't know what that goes to. Alright, so then I'll remove these screws. I think that's probably it. And then this will flip up and get a better look on the inside. So I'm going to speed through that. All right, so now this top should come off. This is a very heavy turntable. I haven't worked on a PL-L1000A, but I have worked on a PL-L1000, and I don't remember it being this heavy. Like, and this top cover is, it's like there's some weight somewhere. I've got a bunch of connectors here. All right, I'm going to wrestle with this. So I'll speed. Well, maybe I can get it. It's like a puzzle. There we go. There we go. All right, so I can remove all of these. Maybe. Are those clipped? Ah, shoot. Those were clipped in there. There we go. That one was clipped in there. These other ones are not. Original caps, it looks like. Alright, so that comes off. And I'm going to move it down to the floor. And I want to see if I can figure out where this little plastic piece came from, if it indeed came from this. Alright. So what I don't understand is, when this is making us, there's nothing mechanically binding it as it's making its way across. This would be pretty easy to recap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 caps. Always scared of integrated circuits. There's some caps on the motor board as well, but the motor seems to be fine. So I don't know why that is stopping, and then why me lifting it up would keep it going. I mean, there's no resistance at all. So I don't know if that's an electronic thing. I also don't see anywhere where this would have snapped off. I'll probably have to look at a diagram to see if there's something there, but I don't see anything. I mean, there's a lot of dust in here, but like I said, there's nothing causing it to bind when it returns. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, now let's, hold on a second. So we have RCA cables. And those come into this board. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have an open cap or something here. And these light blue Sanyos are notorious for being bad. Doesn't look like there are any bad transistors on the board, so I think what I'm going to do is, well, I've got to figure this out first. I've got to figure out why this was stopping first, because if I can't get this, then sound is not going to be important. I mean, I guess you could still listen to a record, but I haven't listened to an entire record to see if it actually stops. So maybe I'll do that. I think I'm going to attempt to put this back together and give it a better test and see what happens. And I'll be back and I will share the results with you. Well, I found where that goes. I found where this little piece goes, and this is a pretty important piece. So underneath this assembly And I don't know, yeah, I want to see, and I know you can't see. There's another piece right here. So here's the other part. Now, I don't know if this is a part of this turntable or exactly what it does, but I can tell you that, yeah, and we're missing some plastic. Oh, no, we're not. So, I mean, I could put that back together, but I'm trying to figure out what it does. What was happening was this little piece here was just kind of floating around and it was getting stuck, right, in this opening right here. It just happened to kind of hit it, and it was getting stuck there. Now, the question is, does that belong to this? I don't know, but I think when this, I don't know if you noticed, but when this went to the beginning of the record, it came over real fast. Now, that's not by design. I think it should come over a little bit more slowly. I don't know that this would have anything to do with that. And again, I don't understand the design of this, but, right, I'm just kind of correlating the two, kind of putting them together. So I don't know what this does. So I'm going to have to look at a diagram. Hopefully there's an exploded diagram of this in the detail to where I can see that. But if my suspicion is correct, if I put this back together, and luckily it doesn't take me long to do that, the Tonearm should return all the way to the Tonearm stand, or where the Tonearm stand would be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test that out, see if I could find a manual for this and figure out what this piece goes to and whether or not I can actually do anything with it. So I'll be back again. All right, let me make sure, because this is not attached, make sure that spins freely. All right, so power on. I'm going to hit start. I'm going to do arm elevator down. Oh no, it should be up because it came back at the end of the record. So start. Yeah, it shouldn't come over that fast. That could be an electronic issue. So record is playing. If I do arm elevator up and move the arm over, and that was just me not hitting the button. There's a little bit of a hiccup in there. Okay, end of the record. It's picking up, and it's going to go all the way back. So that is good. All right, so that looks good. And it stops. All right. Now, I haven't looked for a manual yet. I'm going to do that right now. But I just wanted to show you that it does appear to be working. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hit start while I'm looking up the manual. Let it play. I may have to raise that arm just a little bit. It's hugging the top of that record. But I'll let you know if I can figure out what that might go to, because I surely don't know. I don't know what that would go to. So anyway, I will be back. Well, I could not find anything in the exploded diagram that even comes close to this. So I don't know what this goes to. I thought, so this is something called the EV assembly. There's a worm gear in here, and I thought maybe, but the worm gear is sitting right there and it's white nylon. To me, this, I don't know if this, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it goes to. But I can't find anything. So I don't, and unless it's a part of this assembly, and this assembly isn't really broken down, and I'm just doing one last look. Yeah, there's nothing. I can't find anything. When I look at the parts diagram for this, there's something called an EV shaft unit, but at least in the diagram, there's supposed to be a spring, but it's just a solid shaft. So this is actually a one piece. This is one piece of plastic. In the diagram, it's just a solid shaft. So and there's no spring floating around here. So I have no idea. I mean, mechanically it works. It comes over a little fast. You know, I don't know if that's normal on this, unfortunately, but all right. So I'm not gonna worry about this for now. I'm gonna instead, and I can look at the circuit diagram, but I'm just gonna pull this board because I can disconnect everything, and I'm just gonna replace these. What, 6 caps? I mean, it won't take me long. It'll probably take me longer to research the circuit. I know it's totally shotgunning it, but this needs to be recapped anyway. These blue Sanyo caps, known to fail. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then see if that resolves the sound issue. If it doesn't, then we have another issue, but, you know, 6 caps, not a lot of time, not a lot of money. If we have an issue with, you know, an IC or something like that. So I think I'm going to do this. This should just pull off like that. I mean, this is really, it's really kind of nice, because then this board comes right out. Now the motor assembly, that's a completely different story. Motor assemblies on these things, a little bit more difficult to work on, but definitely easier than working on like a Pioneer PL-630. Yeah, so I can just kind of flip this right out and replace those caps. Pretty easy. All right, so I'm going to do that next, and then we'll come back, test for sound. Yeah, come back, test for sound, see what happens. I'm going to test these caps though. I will. My suspicion is that one of these caps is open. That's what I think is going on. So anyway, I'll be back. All right. So there was one cap that was bad. It was a 1 microfarad, and the capacitance was good, but the ESR was super high. It was like 25. And that's way too high ESR for a 1 microfarad cap. So I'm hoping, and that was, I think that cap, just based upon the cap layout, I think that cap is shared by both channels. So I'm going to cross my fingers that that will resolve the sound issue. If not, it's probably pretty likely it's an integrated circuit problem, but hopefully we won't have to worry about that. Hopefully this gets it. Sure it's not rubbing anywhere. Oh, whoops. Wires popped through. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to have to hook this up to sound. Alright, so it is connected to my amp here in the garage, but I need to plug it back in. Alright, that's going to be on Bono. Alright, fingers crossed. Let's see, first do I get a hum? Oh, I hear the noise. Hear that thumping? Yeah, it's still doing it. Dang it. I don't know. It seems to be the... So if I have both right and left channel connected. Okay. So it looks to me like that's left channel. When I disconnect left channel. Oops. Wow, that's weird. That's really weird. So I don't know. I think this might be some other issue. It's probably not going to make any sound. Nope, no sound. That's weird. I've never encountered anything like this. And I can hear the sound here, but nothing coming through the speakers. Except that thumping noise. Well, shoot. You have to excuse me. It is allergy season here, and we had a fire pit last night, and my voice is just kind of raw. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. And I get there's no noise. So if I just I hate to hit start, but what I'm curious about is if I turn this up a little bit. Yeah, there's no noise, no sound. But if I unplug, if I disconnect one channel, whoa, that was loud. Turn that down a little bit. Let's fry my amplifier. No, I don't get sound from either channel. Let's return it so it'll go all the way back. All right. So, I don't know. Don't know. Something on that board. If it were a continuity issue, it would not be thumping like that. So, dang. I may actually have to... The problem is it's so hard to work on a turntable like this because you can't... To make it work, you've got to have it connected. And I'm not going to Frankenstein this thing and run 72 wires onto the board. Right? I mean... I think that's not a good use of wire. Yeah, so I don't know. I think we do have some test points. I'm going to see if there's any adjustments to the muting circuit, which I'm positive there will be none, but it's got to be it's got to be somewhere here. I mean, I can test continuity, but again, I'm pretty sure. And no work has been done to this as far as I can tell. So, crap. Don't know. All right, let me get into the service manual and see if I can identify something for the muting circuit. Service manual is not that great. There's a muting timing adjustment. Yeah, there's a muting timing adjustment. Muting circuit mutes the noise generated when the arm elevation is in the up position. Set the arm elevator switch, the up position. And the cam loosen screw. Check the muting lever and muting shaft are not in contact. The muting lever and muting shaft. That's just for timing. Yeah, I don't know. tracking sensor, lead-in, motor operation, tone arm lowering position. And the circuit diagram, and I know this is not incredibly compelling because I'm just looking at the schematic. I'll have to look and see what is a part of that muting circuit and see if there's some kind of adjustment that I can do. So anyway, I'll be right back. Interesting development. That oscillation is coming from my amplifier. It has nothing to do with this turntable. So I'm testing a Sansui AU7500 that is possessed by the devil, and I pulled out my Mac 1500 as my test receiver, and I've been using the Sansui, and I just haven't listened to it at great volume. So the oscillation is definitely coming from the amplifier. But looking over the service manual, here's the muting circuit. So I did have to remove 2 screws that hold this in to a bracket here. So I want to show you something, and hopefully I'll turn this up to where you can hear it. But right now, right, no noise, just kind of tapping the end of this test stylus. But if I close if I close this, you can hear that pop, right? So this should be giving me sound. There is a muting circuit adjustment. I'm going to turn that down. I'm going to screw this back in. There's a muting, if I can gather my thoughts, muting circuit adjustment that I will try to perform here, and I think that might be the issue. So I'm going to put these 2 screws in. I'm going to make sure this is unplugged. I don't want to short anything. And these screws are kind of tough to get to, especially when they want to fall off your screwdriver. Alright, so the procedure is to insert a 2.5 millimeter spacer right between, and what I did is I just moved the worm gear, so I might have to just do it this way. Let me turn it. Oh, I can't do that. Let's see. Yeah, it's not depressing the switch. It's off quite a bit. So basically I have to move this, and the way this works is there's a belt here. Now this belt moves the tone arm up and down. Right, so right there. And I guess I'm probably gonna have to, alright, so here we go. So I want to put this at the highest point. So there's the highest point. And then that arm's gonna drop down. So that lowers it into position. Wow, this is kind of goofy. All right, well, maybe I don't know what I'm doing here. What I need to do is I need to make sure that when the tone arm is down, so right now the tone arm should be down, right? I need to make sure that this is depressing that switch, which it is not. And supposedly, if I loosen this screw here, oh no, there's another screw. There's a screw missing? Oh yeah, I think there's a part missing. Yeah, there's something missing here. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a screw missing. But I don't know how that screw would affect anything that's going on here. So what has to happen is when that tone arm drops, this has to be depressing that switch. But it's not depressing the switch right now. So it has to push it in. To get sound. Okay, so, all right, back to the drawing board. Let me look at this, see if I can figure it out. All right, I found the screw that's talking about. So what happens is this whole assembly kind of rotates, it slides up and down like this. So, but what I don't understand is you move this up and then you yeah, it's really unclear exactly what's supposed to be going on here. Because that's where it was way down like that. So if I move it up a little bit, it's still not pushing that in. So I don't know what on earth is going on with this thing. But I'm going to fiddle around with this, see if I can figure it out. I may have to just slide a long screwdriver in here on the side, and because the problem is you have to put the damn cover on the stupid thing, and to do that is you don't have any room to work. So definitely not a service-friendly piece by any stretch of the imagination. So let me put this back together and see if I can get close. I'll be back. All right, I think I got it. I'm close. So if I hit start, it's going to drop down. You're going to hear Paul Revere and the Raiders. All right. So now I have to adjust the lead-in. So let me see in the service manual if I can figure out how to do that. Man, I was about to give up on this thing. So let's see if I could find lead-in adjustment. Muting timing. So it was that muting circuit adjustment, it was off by just a little bit. So move that and now it's good. And I'm just looking, tracking sensor gain, lead-in and return speed adjustments, motor operating point adjustment, tone arm lowering position adjustment. Start and stop, turn adjusting screw direction of arrow. Where, oh, so it is right here. So if I can't tell if that's a Phillips or a flathead, usually they're flat. This one is, oh, it's a little teeny tiny nylon screw way down in there. So I gotta get one of my long screwdrivers. And I'm going to assume that, excuse me while I get my big fat head probably in here. I'm gonna do, see if the manual says which way is which. Yeah, so if I lefty-loosey, turn adjusting screw counterclockwise if it's lowering towards the inside of the record. So I did about a 1/16, eighth of a turn, something like that. See if it gets closer. A little bit closer. Yeah, it's, you know, I don't know. I think the turntable actually isn't level. Let me get one of my little levels here before I get too far adjusting this. I know I got a bunch because I just threw the package over in the corner. Man, this has not been a very enjoyable experience working on this thing. All right, so it's front to back, if I prop this up just a little tiny bit on this side. Alright, so I think if I put my big fat finger right there, let me hold that. Alright, so that's off. Now let's see where it drops. Yeah, it's still drifting towards the inside. So let me get a little more aggressive with my turns here. So I turned it about, man, actually that's as far as it'll go. Oh, much better. It's still drifting towards the inside though. I don't know about that drift. Turntable, why don't you want to live? Why don't you want to live? I don't want to throw you away. All right. Oh, perfect. I think. Let me get some. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was good. I think we may have it adjusted. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I want to see. Stop. I want to see. I think I have that cartridge running way too heavy. There we go. Now, if this were a regular turntable, I would for sure get out my scale, but so this runs at about 1 1/4. Right. Come back. Right. I wonder if this is the arm. I don't think this is the arm clamp. I wonder if that's what that is, because that fits right down in there. I wonder if this is the arm clamp. Huh. I'm going to glue this together and see. Oh man, I don't know. I bet this is the arm clamp. Problem is, there's not a whole lot of... Let's see, can I put that down in there? Oh yeah, arm clamp. Oh yeah, look at that. That's the arm clamp. Yeah, that's the arm clamp. So I wonder if I can glue that. I'm going to try to glue that. And then hopefully I can start reassembling this thing. And I'm just going to I'm going to UV glue that little spot that cracked out of the dust cover, but yeah, I'm going to glue that. So, oh man, hopefully we can save this turntable. I didn't want to have to pitch it. I hate throwing stuff away. Or scrounging, salvaging them, scrapping them for parts. I'd much rather fix it than do that. So let me see, and this has probably got a whole bunch of tension on it. So, all right, I'm gonna glue this, come back, cross my fingers. All right, so I don't know that I don't think I'm gonna be able to probably repair this. There's a spring, and the spring was damaged. That's a part of this assembly, so I think I'm going to opt to not try to repair that. What the Tonearm, the arm clamp, or whatever it's called. But now that I have it in fairly decent operating condition, I'm going to go ahead and recap the motorboard. So let me get one of my good screwdrivers. There we go. So I'm going to show you what this board looks like, and this is so much easier than removing the motor board and working on the motor board in a 610 or a 630 or a 570. At least I think it is. maybe not. Let's see what I have to remove here. Yeah, I gotta pull these out. And the cool thing is, I can just detach this from the board, I think. I don't know if I have to remove those 2 screws. Nope. So, there you have it. And get right to it. I bet this red cap is probably a... Oh no, it's not bipolar. I know on the 630 and the 5... It wasn't 570, I think it's 560. There's one cap that is non-polarized. But I don't see a non-polarized cap here. These are all normal caps. There's one tantalum, so I'll pull that out and replace it. I'll probably have to look at the service manual and see what the value is on that. And what's nice about this, you don't have to dismantle the spindle assembly like you do on the other ones. All right, so let me get to recapping this. And then I think what I'm going to do is, we do have some test points on this board. Now, I'm not really going to be able to attach leads to the test point, so I'm going to tack on 2 pieces of wire, and then I'm going to run them out to the side for test points 9 and 10 and 5 and 6. And I'm going to do whatever alignment or adjustment procedures I can do that way. So, yep, let's get to recapping this board. Sorry for the abrupt edit there, but someone came in the garage and had to cut away, and I was talking to them as I was doing this. So, in looking over the service manual, there's a test point 1 and 2 on the motor control board, but the alignment procedure, step 2, connect a buffer amp to pin 1 of one of the integrated circuits. So I'm like, I don't even know what a buffer amp is, but it's not something I'm going to concern myself with. So, I'm not going to do probably a complete. I'm not sure if this is where these went or not. I would think maybe. It's like I got... I don't think that screw goes there. Yeah, that one doesn't go there. It goes here. Alright, so... But what I will do is most of the alignment procedures involve that control board and not the motor board. So what I'm going to do is take some wire and I don't know if I'm going to attach more than one at a time. I probably should. I don't know that I could effectively use clips on these, so I think, yeah, I'm just going to tack these on, these test points. And then I can do the adjustment procedures. And what I will do is so I'm going to do this. Just going to tack these in position, and then kind of just stick them out the side. You know, I don't want to cut 6 pieces of wire, so I think I will go in order. So the first test points that I need to, let's see, I did the muting, timing adjustment. Okay, test point 11 and 12. Oh, that involves an oscilloscope, so I'll do that one last. 9 and 10, though, that's just a straight voltage. So let's go between 9 and 10, 9 and 10, 9 and 10. Where are 9 and 10? 9 and 10, oh, those are the ones I was looking at. Alright, so I might be able to actually just crimp that on there. pinch that on there like so. And then I'll route 9 up and over this transistor. And then I'm going to do this for all of the different alignment procedures. Just going to kind of tack those in position. Excuse the motor noise in the background. My wife said she wanted to mow today, and I was like, yes. That's awesome. Alright. Alright, so 9 and 10. That's the locate speed adjustment. Adjust VR4 to obtain a voltage of about 9 volts between TP9 and TP10. So let me kind of throw this back on. Whoa, just hit my camera. I'll get you centered here in a second. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yep. So 9 volts between TPs 9 and 10. And I suppose it's also going to give me an opportunity to verify that the speed is still good. So there's 9 and 10. Which was which? Luckily I can see 10 is green and 9 is white. Move that back. Before I get too far, make sure the motor's still running. My bench is an absolute mess. No matter how hard I try, I cannot keep it clean. I mean, I could keep it clean, but I get so buried in working on stuff, I just gotta go from one thing to the next. Alright, so we're looking for 9 volts between 9 and 10. Does that say DC? Probably DC. Alright, so let me put the... And I'm not going to listen to a record, I just want to see what this voltage is. Alright, so the locate speed is to be adjusted before the lead-in and return adjustments. Horizontal tracking force has been set to a suitable value. That's good. Adjust VR4 to obtain a voltage of 9 volts between TP9 and TP10 when the locate in button is pressed continuously to the first level. First level, your guess is as good as mine what that means. So this is the locate, I assume. And I'm getting -7. Alright, so let's see. The locate in button. Elevator's up, locate in. I'm getting 11 volts. So I need to adjust VR4, which guess how accessible VR4 actually is. It's like this, and I'm not going to do every step. This is just one example, one step that I'm going to do. And I'll do the rest off camera, or I may not do them at all, I don't know. But now, VR4 is one of the variable resistors on the board underneath. So to access it, I either need to tilt this up and try to get a screwdriver in there, or I need to remove the top completely. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to... I mean, how goofy. How absolutely goofy is this? Alright, well I'm going to wrestle. Okay, there we go. So now I need to try to access VR4. Right, so VR4. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it. Let's see. I'm gonna turn it to the right about a quarter turn, and I want to see what the voltage does. Now I guess I could do this. Can I do this without? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I'm right at 8. I'm at 8.8 now. So just to show you, I'm not lying. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. So I can't really do this, but the meter. Just trust me. The meter's going to 8.8. So that's good. All right. So now I'm going to turn this puppy off, and I'm going to go on to the next alignment. Unless something funky comes up, I'm not going to record the rest of the alignment procedures I'm going to walk through, but I'll let you know if I run into any issues with anything. So, wish I could show you, but this is going to be kind of cumbersome to do. So I'll be back when I'm all done. All right, I think I got this thing dialed in finally. I noticed in the gear review video, so this is kind of a weird cycle thing, right? So I did the initial adjustment procedures and I thought I had it good, but I noticed when I shot the gear review video that the arm had slowed down, right, moving from right to left. And part of the alignment or part of the adjustment is adjusting the speed of that. And I think what's happening is when you adjust the speed this way, then the speed this way is affected. So I set it this way first, speed was good. Then I set the speed that way, and then the speed this way seemed to slow down. So I had to go in and readjust that. But now it moves nice, and it's nice and consistent now. I apologize for my mic cutting out. You would think after, what, 3-4 years of having a channel, I would figure out how much battery life I have in my equipment. But unfortunately, I use a wireless microphone, and the camera is pointed away from me, so I cannot see how much life I have left. So I overestimated how much battery I had. So I probably just had to abruptly edit what I was saying in the previous little clip that I've edited in here. But I think where I left off was I was doing the alignment procedures, and I was probably complaining about it and how goofy it was, and you're using time and voltages on these test points and all of that type of thing. So I apologize for that. What I did, if I had to edit it out, was the test points. I ran some wires out the side of this. I had a voltmeter going, and then I would do whatever I was supposed to do, whether it's Tonearm up and down or Tonearm left and right or anything like that. And I would look at the time, and I would look at the voltage, and then I would kind of tweak these 4 variable resistors, which are kind of sitting right here on the board. You can't really get to them without taking the top off and moving it out of the way, and it could be easier. That's what I'm going to say. But I want to show you that this thing is now working, unless it decides to make a liar out of me. Arm elevator is up. I'm going to hit start. It's going to come over. It's going to drop in position. While it's doing its thing, I'm going to go over and I'm going to grab the dust cover, right? And I'll show you that if I do an arm elevator up, right, and then I do the arm over, the arm is moving at a nice speed, right? It's going to hit the run out like so, and then it's going to do its thing. It's going to trip the trigger, right? There are LEDs down here that actually help the Tonearm know where it is. And then it's going to go back. I could probably adjust the speed on that a little bit because I just tweaked the other, but I don't think I'm going to, because I'll be sitting here, excuse me, disassembling and reassembling all day long. And I'm tired of seeing this turntable. So it is working. Goodness gracious, excuse me. It's like sucked in a piece of dust. So I'm going to call the PL-L1000 good. I used some UV glue on that part of the dust cover back here, and you can kind of see my hand back here that was chipped out. And then there was a crack up here in the front that I took care of. Again, this dust cover is in really bad shape, so I'm not super concerned about it. But the PL-L1000A has been resurrected, right, brought back from the dead. And hopefully, with the recap and everything that I've done, the alignment procedures, it will go on to live a long and happy life. The one thing I could not do, that I could not get, was I could not get the arm clamp reassembled to where it would actually hold, and if I used baking soda and super glue, it was too fat to go in there. So, and then the spring was broken. So it is what it is at this point. So what we will be doing with this is the blue tape trick. So I'm going to put some blue tape here. This is going to hold it in position. I will lock the arm though. Right. And it is ready to go. So there you have it, PL-L1000A. As always, if you like what you see, like, hit subscribe, and I will check you all out in the next... Wait. No. Let me try that again. As always, if you like what you see, like, hit subscribe. I'll just see you later. Bye.